alaikum dear students. Hope you are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to NIVS Home School. I am Sabrina Hawk, assistant teacher of Science, National Ideal English Special School, Day Shift. Dear students, today I am going to take a biology class for class 9 student on the based on chapter 6, and this will be part 3 of the chapter. The name of the chapter is transportation in the organism. So let us move forward to this topic. Dear students, today we will start from lesson 6.4, that is structure of heart. The first line, it is heart is a triangular shape, hollow, muscular pumping organ. This is the definition of heart, and it is situated in the left side between two lungs. The heart consists of especially involuntary muscle. It is surrounded by a thin membrane named as pericardium. And dear students, cardiac means heart, peri means outer covering or surroundings, and this is why the outer covering of the heart is known as pericardium. The heart of the wall consists of three layers: epicardium, myocardium and endocardium. Dear students, epi means exo, the external layer of the heart is known as epicardium. This consists of connective tissue. This layer is covered with epithelial tissue, fat bodies and scattered on it. Now next one is myocardium, and myocardium is straight in the middle of the layer. This layer in the between of epicardium and myocardium, endocardium, that's why it is known as myocardium. Myo means middle. It consists in strong involuntary muscle. Now come to the last one, endocardium. By seeing the endo, we can easily understand this is straight inside, and this is the innermost layer. The chamber of the heart is surrounded by the endocardium. This layer also covered the valves. The inner part of the heart hollow and four chamber. The upper chamber are right and left arterioles or arterium, and the lower chambers are the left and right and left ventricles, and the arteria are the comparatively thin walled, and the ventricles walls are muscular and thick. The two arteria and the ventricles are separated by interarticular and interventricular septum respectively. Look, this is the picture of heart. The lower portion is known as ventricle, upper portion is known as arterium or arteriole, then areole. Then this is the right atrium, and this is the left atrium. This is the right ventricle, and this is the left ventricle. Inside the two portion there is the valve. This valve, by closing and opening, it controls the circulation of the blood. The apparatus between two arteria, singular is arterium. The ventricles are guarded by valves. The right articular ventricular aperture guarded by tricuspid valve is made of three flaps. Dear students, underline this part. And similarly, the left arterium and the right ventricle is guarded by a bicuspid valve. Is made of two flaps. That means the upper valves, right articulars and ventriculars valves are tricuspid, and the left article and ventricular valves are bicuspid, and the opening of the aorta and the pulmonary artery is guarded by valves called semilunar valves, which allow the transport of blood in one direction and prevent back the flow of blood. Now come to the circulation of blood through the heart. Now the heart works by contraction and relaxation, and the continuous contraction and relaxation transport blood throughout the body. This is the diastole picture of the heart, and this is the relaxation of arterium, and after this relaxation of ventricles also, and this is the diastole. And now come to the systole, and contraction of the arterium and the relaxation of ventrium, and this is the contraction of ventricle. Look, so this is a circular way, then relaxation of arterium, and when the valve opened, that blood enter inside the body, the oxygenated blood and the carbon dioxide blood inside enter to the blood, enter to the heart, and when in the next step the contraction of ventricle, that here contraction and the blood is sending to the whole over the body, and the deoxygenated blood sent into lung. Now to next one, this portion totally the valve is closed, and that's why this one way it makes the one way circulation, and the blood, oxygenated blood goes to total body, and the deoxygenated blood sends to the lung. The contraction of the heart is called systole, and relaxation of the heart is called diastole. Dear students, you have to remember this. A complete contraction and relaxation of a heart is constitute a heartbeat that we can hear if we take our ears near to another one's left of the chest. There we can easily hear the heartbeat, and that is a complete contraction and relaxation of heart. Due to the relaxation of arteria of the blood enters the heart from different parts of the body, such as deoxygenated blood from the superior vena cava enters to the right atrium, and at the same time oxygenated blood enters to the right atrium through the pulmonary vein. Dear students, only pulmonary vein carry the oxygenated blood. Now the walls of two atrium contracts, and then the muscles of ventricle relax, and as a result tricuspid valve situated between the right sino-articular ventricular apparatus opens. So the deoxygenated blood from right articles enter to the right ventricles. At the same time the right sino-articular ventricular apparatus guarded by a bicuspid valve open, then oxygenated blood enters the left ventricle from the left auricle. Now during this period the left and right auricular ventricular apparature are closed by their tricuspid and bicuspid valves, so blood of the ventricles cannot return to the atrium, and when the two ventricles relax, deoxygenated blood from the right ventricles passes through the pulmonary artery towards the lung. Here the blood becomes purified, and at the same time oxygenated blood leaves the left ventricles through the aorta towards the body, and opening of the both arteries, that means aorta and pulmonary artery, are closed by the semilunar valves, which prevent blood from returning into the ventricles. The successive contraction and relaxation of the atrium and ventricle helps in continuous transportation of blood. Dear students, from this portion is the how the heart works, the systole and diastole helps the blood circulation. This portion you have to learn. This is too much important portion. Now come to the next one, that is function of heart. The heart is the principal organ of circulatory system. It helps blood to keep moving. The human heart is divided into 4 chambers, and in the higher animals the chambers are completely separated, so oxygenated and deoxygenated blood do not mix. Now come to the blood vessel. The channels through which mass flow of the blood occurs are called blood vessel. Through this vessel blood is carried away from the heart to the different parts of the body and back again according to the size, shape and function. Blood vessels are of 3 types: artery, vein and capillary. Now come to the artery. The blood vessel in which carry the oxygenated blood away and from the heart to the different organs and of the body are called arteries, and the pulmonary artery is the exception. That means pulmonary artery only carry the deoxygenated blood, and this exceptional artery carries deoxygenated blood from heart to the lung. Each artery is made of 3 layers. First one is tunica extima, then which is made of connective tissue. Now tunica media, that is middle layer made of round involuntary muscles, and tunica interna, that is innermost layer made of simple endothelial muscles. The tunica endothelial tissue, this wall of the articles is elastoid and thick, and the article do not have any valves and have a narrow passage or lumen. And when the heart consists of blood transport and through the arteries and arterioles, small arteries like a wave. This expansion and construction of the artery is known as pulse, and you known with this pulse. Doctor just count our pulse. This is the wave of the blood circulation, the flow of blood within the artery. The elasticity and contraction and relaxation of the artery walls is the main cause of pulse. We can feel pulse by pressing fingertips on hand on the wrist of others. Now come to the vein. The vessel which carry blood from various organs of the body towards the heart is called vein. This is the definition of vein, and they are spread all over the body just like arteries. Vein originated from capillaries, numerous capillaries together from small venule and veins, and the vena cava open directly into the heart. Veins are also made of 3 layers. They are thin-walled, less elastic, and have less muscle. The veins have valves and wider passages or lumens. Veins carry deoxygenated or carbon dioxide enriched bulk. Pulmonary vein is the exception because pulmonary vein carry the oxygenated blood from lung to the heart. The vein transport oxygenated. This vein transport oxygenated blood to the from lung to the heart. Now come to the capillaries. The hair-like small delicate blood vessel visible in the muscle fiber are called blood capillaries. These connect with the smallest arteries in one side and the vein on the other side. All arteries are divided into secondary and lateral branches are formed a fine network of capillaries. Each cell is surrounded by blood capillaries. The wall of capillaries are thin. Through these thin layers, substances dissolve into the blood, diffuse into the cell. Dear students, this is the picture of blood circulation in human body. In your book, there is printing mistake; it will be human, and the yellow color here indicates the oxygenated enriched blood, and the blue color is carbon dioxide enriched blood, and this arrow is indicate the blood circulation. And again I am saying the artery carries the oxygenated blood to all over the body. When the cellular respiration occurs, there carbon dioxide produced. That carbon dioxide carried by the blood again to the heart, and this blood the heart sent to the lung, and we breathe out, and this carbon dioxide goes to the atmosphere, and again from the lung oxygenated blood came to the heart, and this oxygenated blood heart sent to whole the body. Now come to the blood pressure. Blood pressure is the pressure of the blood against the wall of the artery. The contraction of the heart is called systole. The pressure of the artery during the systolic condition is called the systolic blood pressure, and the pressure of the artery during the the pressure during the diastole condition is known as diastolic pressure. Dear students, this portion you have to learn. Now the pressure during the expansion of heart or the ventricle, that is the diastolic condition, is the least. Blood pressure can be measured by using sphygmomanometer by observing the systolic and diastolic pressure. With the help of this machine, blood pressure is determined. Now come to the ideal blood pressure. A normal adult person blood pressure is generally near about 120 to 80 millimeter blood pressure. Two number, first one is for higher first one is for higher, whereas the second one is for lower. The blood pressure is the arteries is the highest during the systolic blood pressure, and the ideal range should be 120 and slightly lower. The blood pressure in the artery is decreasing during diastole, and this diastolic blood pressure is the ideal diastolic pressure should be less than 80. In between the time two heartbeats, this pressure is created, and the difference between two blood pressure in the arteries is called pulse pressure. And the normal rate of pulse is about 62 to 100 per minute. In an adult at rest, normally pulse rate is measured by the radial artery at the wrist. It can be measured by the blood pressure machine or sphygmomanometer. Now come to the high blood pressure or hypertension. High blood pressure is considered to be silent killer according to World Health Organization report by 2020. Stroke and coronary artery disease will be the number one life-threatening disease. Is in the South Asian country, it will break out as an epidemic disease. One of the main cause of heart disease and stroke is high blood pressure. Now come to what is hypertension. When the heart pumps blood into the arteries, the blood pressure against the wall of the blood vessel is called the blood pressure. When blood pressure raises above the normal pressure, then it consists of high blood pressure. In a healthy adult, the accepted systolic pressure is below 120 millimeter and diastolic pressure is below 80 millimeter. Then when systolic and diastolic pressure rise more than one normal pressure, and this is called the high blood pressure or hypertension. Dear students, this portion you have to learn. Now, cause of hypertension and risk. Those who suffer from tension and habit to smoking and have to probability of hypertension in case the body weight intake, excessive salt, fatty diet, and history of diabetes and cholesterol of family members are the main causes of this disease. Eclampsia at the time of childbirth can be also cause the hypertension in mother. Now come to symptoms and signs of hypertension. Headache, especially back of the head, is the primary symptoms of the hypertension. Vertigo, neck pain, palpitation and weakness are also some of the symptoms. Sometimes bleeding from the nose, sleeplessness and or insomnia and fatigue can also indicate symptoms of hypertension. Now diagnosis, then blood pressure can be examined with a sphygmomanometer. Before the measuring blood pressure, patient should take rest. Blood pressure should be measured after a gap at least 50 to 20 minutes. Now come to prevention of high blood pressure. To prevent high blood pressure, a habit of eating fresh vegetables, fruit necessary. Body weight should be controlled and physical work and exercise should be done regularly. High fat food and salt should be avoided in meals. Smoking must be avoided. Blood pressure may vary more or less due to the health, age, activities and disease. If the blood pressure is very high, consult a doctor and take medicine regularly. Dear students, this is your homework number 7. You have to draw a level diagram of human heart, and along with this figure you have to also make 5 knowledge based question and its answer. Dear students, this drawing is very much important for you, so you must draw the figure by following your textbook that is given, the human heart picture, that one, and along with the figure you have to make 5 knowledge based question and its answer. Dear students, I have finished my today's topic. This portion is memorizing part, so memorize this part and practice the drawing of the circulation of blood and the heart and do your homework. Thank you. Allah.